Hello. Hello, Twitch. Welcome. Is there anybody here? Let's go on to Twitter and just put a quick tweet out. So yeah, we're doing stuff. More Overblaze things. I have really got to think of a better name for this than Overblaze. That is just terrible. I have a McDonald's milkshake. It's very nice. Yes, so when we last streamed, which we didn't on Tuesday because domestic stuff happened and it was all busy. So when we last streamed, I was having issues with the sound and the sound wasn't working, and the sound should now be working again. So I'm just going to add a source here and browser and Overblaze, add existing Overblaze, okay, and stretch that out to that big, like that, and it's not doing anything at the moment. And then if I come down to here and I do .NET run, then that's doing that, and then I can go back to here and I can refresh this, and that should now be showing, and then we should be able to, yay, Perry. So that works. It's not bang, it's boom. But yes, and I'm big on purpose because I'm not doing stuff yet. But no, let me make myself small. There we go, small mark. Small mark is good. So hey Dave, hey Des, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. So I'm going to do just a couple of I think what they call quality of life improvements. I'm going to turn you off. Awesome. I am also okay. Yes, life is pretty good. I'm going on a cruise in August, which is very nice. I'm going on a Disney cruise for 4 days, 4 nights from Southampton, and the cruise ship is going to go in circles around the Channel Islands for 3.5 days and then come back. And it's going to be brilliant and lovely, and I'm going to lie on the deck and read books. Cruises are for old people, but Disney cruises, yeah, we're taking the kids. And yeah, you can't go abroad because of stuff, but you can leave England. You can get off England and you can just go round and round in circles for a few days, and then you can come back. But I've only ever been on one cruise before, and it was back in the day. Would have been 94, 95, somewhere around there. Hang on, how old? I was 18 or 19. So no, 91, 92. And there was sort of conference on a cruise ship, except it wasn't like a conference like NDC or QCon or Build Stuff or one of those ones that I do now. It was basically a jolly for computing businesses. And yeah, Computex. And it was on the Canberra, I think. But yeah, and it was 2 nights, and they went and they sailed round and round in circles, and all the drinks were at duty-free prices, and I still managed to spend £200 on alcohol in 1991 or 92. So I have no idea what happened there. This is why when you see me at conferences these days, I very rarely drink, because I'm one of those people who drinks and goes, yay, drinking, and has trouble with the stopping, and so I generally just avoid it. Right, okay, so the first quality of life thing that we're going to put into this is that we are going to bang in something so that when it starts, once it's started up, it will open the browser if it has been run from the command line. And so there's an interesting way to do this. In your configure method in your startup class, you can get the iHost application lifetime can be injected into that, can be provided into that by dependency injection. And then let's just change the name of that to application lifetime, because that's much nicer. And then we can say application lifetime dot application started. There's this really weird thing with ASP.NET Core generally, and the extensions and the Microsoft extensions hosting and everything. There's things where it would have been an event handler, but now for some reason it's a cancellation token, and you register to say, I want to do something when this is cancelled. And I'm not sure why they've done that. It'd be interesting to dig into. So yes, we are going to call a thing, we're going to start browser, application lifetime, like that, and we're just going to create that method down here, static void. And then what you can do down here is the application lifetime has some features attached to it, which is again a very common thing in ASP.NET Core. You have these feature collections, and so we can say var address feature equals application lifetime dot no, not that. It's not that, it's app. Change parameter. So then we can say app.serverFeatures.get iServer addresses feature. Like that. And then we can say var URI. We can so addresses feature dot addresses dot first or default, and then we can say var URI equals addresses feature question mark addresses dot first or default, and then we can say if URI is null, return something terribly bad has gone wrong. This is not dirty. This is proper clean code. And then we're going to say var. We're going to say URI equals dollar URI dot trim slash dashboard, and then we're just going to say process dot start. Feels like CLI should launch browser. This is the C. I mean, this is running from the CLI. It's just it's you're running it, and it's just assuming that you want to open it in a browser. So then, if we say process.start URI, and now if I go down to here and do .NET watch, and we'll see if the system cannot find the files specified. An error occurred starting the application. Okay. Let's set a breakpoint in here and yes, shush. Oh, it's all right. I know. We all love each other. See, that's opening it because it's running from here. So addresses feature to do is that. And now URI is HTTP localhost and so then URI is that. I think so. Var start equals new process start info, and we're going to say file name equals URI and use shell execute equals true. Like that. Maybe that will work. There we go, it did work. Hurrah. Trust me, it worked. That's opening in my default browser, and what I really want to do is have an option to get that to launch in a different browser. And so what I am going to do there is I am going to add a configuration point . Can you make it turn on and off the overlay? I don't know how to talk to the stream to OBS. I mean, OBS must have some kind of API. That's an interesting one. Yeah, might look into that in a bit. Launch. JSON browser, and this is going to be properties of this. So, that's in there. And then down here, we're going to say do that, and then we'll say if configuration dot get value string launch colon browser is length greater than 0 browser, so this, if anybody is sort of not up, what OBS is GPL. Isn't it good that it's GPL? Blender's GPL as well. I like things that are GPL. They're free. And never mind as in speech, they're free as in beer. But yes, sorry, if anyone hasn't been keeping up with C# lately, MIT is free, but MIT, so like people have forked OBS, haven't they? There's OBS and then there's Streamlabs OBS, and I think Streamlabs is owned by somebody like Elgato, and Elgato is owned by somebody. But yes, it means that when they do changes and kind of go, hey, we're making it do this, then they have to submit those back to OBS and that sort of stuff. I think that's good. I think that's a positive thing. I just automatically license everything as MIT, or I did for ages, and then I started to think, well, is that necessarily the right thing? And I don't think I've ever made anything that was sufficiently that it actually ended up mattering. But there are things in between. I really like Apache 2.0 because Apache 2.0 is a little bit more restrictive than MIT, and it's a little bit more sort of less just take it and do whatever you want with it. But yeah, but for software, so for libraries, for frameworks and NuGet packages and things like that, I absolutely agree that something like Apache or MIT is the right way to go. But for full-on applications, I can kind of see the point of making those GPL, especially things like OBS and Blender and so on, because yeah, you're not integrating them into your software. You're downloading them and you're using them, and yeah, if you kind of go, oh, I could make OBS better, and you do some work on it and stuff, then you give that back to the people who made all the other stuff in OBS that made you want to use it in the first place. So yeah, anyway, that's what I think. So file name now is going to be browser, and arguments is going to be URI, and we'll still say use shell execute equals true because I don't know how to do that otherwise. Okay, and now if I go back out to here and I do .NET watch on this, and yeah, it's opened in the right thing. Cool. Yes, do not poke the bear. Right, then there's this. This happens, and this is stressful to me that this is happening. So we have got this never loops around, and when I set breakpoints in it, it does. And I think the problem, and I'm prepared to be wrong on this, but I think the problem is that it's trying to, yeah, no, it's authorized and it's done the callback and it's given me a token, It's just kind of gone, the JavaScript doesn't run. And I think that that's Google putting something into Chrome or into Chromium. There are things that won't happen unless you've interacted with the page. And I think that this is one of those things that won't happen unless you've interacted with the page. So what we are going to do there is we are going to go to Pages, and we're going to go to Dashboard, and we've got a share down here, and we've got this empty layout, and we've got this main layout here. So Dashboard has got this thing here where it's injecting Twitch auth. So it's going to close other tabs and then open main layout.razor, and then we're going to copy this across like that. And can we have code in here? Right, no, we're going to create a component. So we're going to create a Blazor component, and this is going to be the login info. And this is just going to be, so where's my, so we've got a div here. So we're just going to put this in a div like that. And we're going to say, I'm going to get that line from there, and we're going to put it up there. And then we're going to say bool underscore string question mark, because this could be null, underscore login name equals null. And then in here, we're going to say if underscore login name is null, else, and then if that's then we're just going to put at underscore login name. Like that, and then this is going to be a nice sort of login with Twitch thing. So we're going to have an ahref equals whatever it's going to be, class equals btn dash dark evening surly dev, how's it going? And then dashboard here is going to be get authentication URI. I'm very well, thanks. Quarantined and drinking. You're quarantined. Have you come into contact with something? href equals at twitchauth dot get authentication URI like that. And then in here we're going to say on after render async, and then here we're going to say if not string.is null or empty twitchauth.token underscore login name equals twitchauth.username. Travelled back from Germany last week and my 2-day test apparently came back positive. Oh dear. Rapid antigen test yesterday and it was negative, no symptoms. Fingers crossed that no symptoms turn up for you. Yeah, that sucks. I'm really sorry to hear that. But enjoy quarantine and drinking Corona and watching Netflix, which is going to be a huge change from the past. It's too long. Right. Oh, and then we have to do invoke await, invoke async. State has changed, like that. And then in here, so we're going to go up to here and we've got our local storage service and we're going to put that up there as well. And then this down here is going to go into our login info over here. So we're going to try and set the tokens in there, and then down here we're going to say if it's not, then do that. Otherwise we're just going to leave remove redundant field initializer. Otherwise we're just going to leave the authentication button there, like that. And then in main layout, we are going to change this, and this is going to become login info, like that. And then in dashboard, we're going to take that stuff out. Right. Okay, elements. Page, main, top row, login info. And that is not doing what I think that should be doing at all. So we're going to stop that. And we are going to go into here. Set a breakpoint in there. And this is basically not getting rendered. Why is this not getting rendered? What have I done wrong? Can anybody see what I've done wrong with my Blazor component? Let's go in here, edit configurations, overlays. How do I say, oh no. Let's go in here and we'll go into properties, launch settings.json, and we'll set that to false instead. And so shed. Oh, I wonder if it's because it needs to go in here. Let's move that down to there. And see if this makes any difference. There we go. Haha. And I am actually connected with Twitch. So that's cool. So if I turn the overlay back on and do a refresh, and then bang, boom, works. Hurrah for that. So that's all well and good, but I want to test my theory. Local storage, delete, delete, shut down, stop, and turn the overlay off, and then run it again. Okay, and now I'm going to try and click my connect with Twitch button. And there we go. That worked. So yes, right. Okay, that was fun. That's looking pretty solid now. I really need to do something with the styling with these things here though. And potentially do something a bit more interesting. So this bit here. Remote control OBS Studio from WebSockets. Yes, of course, open that URL. A WebSocket API for OBS Studio. Okay, but that's... So you'd have to install the plugin. Using OBS WebSocket, here is a list of available web clients compatible with tablets, and it's highly recommended to protect OBS WebSocket with a password against unauthorized control. I suppose. Change your stream overlay graphics based on the current screen. Automate scene switching with a third-party program. And there is obswebsocket.net. Scene changed, callback. My goodness, there's quite a lot of things in here. So scene selected, source created, source filter added. So here we go. I'm looking at the code on GitHub. That's what I'm doing. Doing it on completely the wrong screen, so none of you guys can see anything. So yeah, there's stuff in here, and it looks like you send a message. There's a request thing. So there's send. So yeah, you've got send request. And you pass across a J object, which is going to be Newtonsoft JSON J object with additional fields. And I assume there's going to be some documentation for what those allow you to do. But yeah, I think that's definitely quite a nice idea, because that way, when the software shuts down, I can shut the source off. So OBS WebSocket. Source audio activated, deactivated, create source. There's a refresh browser source, we would need that. So yeah, what I need is some documentation. Or something. Docs. Where have you actually put the docs, though? Or do they just live in there? Bloody programmers. Protocol.md. Events. Requests. So we've got a get sources list. Get got lots of scene things. So get scene item list. This looks quite interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to install the WebSocket plugin into OBS, and then this will be for the next stream. I'm going to dig into this and have a proper look around. And because, yeah, then that thing where when it shuts down, the overlay goes to Blazor's kind of the thing's gone away, reload in X seconds type of thing, will not happen anymore, and then that will be good, and that will make me happy, and I will like that. So yeah, right. Anyway, what am I doing? I'm doing stuff. That was it, TwitchBot. So TwitchBot we had this Twitch pub sub thing, and then there was on channel points reward redeemed, and listen to channel points, and then connect, and then send the topics with the access token. And this was never getting hit. So if I go over to here, and I've got my channel points, wah, wah, wah. This is not hitting my breakpoint. David, are you still talking about the OBS WebSocket thing? I tell you what, you do all the reading, and then next time you can just talk me through it. Hello, Niall. How you doing, you big Irish ginger git? Suitable for children. I've done auth. Hey, Niall. You're going to love this. Niall, you know a couple of things about security and stuff, don't you? Check out how this thing does logging in to Twitch. It's got a static HTML page called Twitch callback.html, and it gets the access tokens that come back from Twitch, and it puts them into the browser's local storage, and then it redirects back off to the dashboard, and then the login info thing here gets them out of local storage and passes them across to TriSet tokens. I'm sure I've said nicer things to you than that when you've bought me drinks and such. But yeah, this is my code. This is my code that has a static HTML page that gets authentication tokens from Twitch and sticks them in your browser's local storage. Is that bad? Have I done a bad thing? I find it so hard to tell. Why is it bad? Tell me why it's bad, Niall. I'm not changing it, but tell me why it's bad. I mean, isn't this what all these fancy PWA things do all the time? And these what do they call it? Jamstack, JavaScript applications and markup injection techniques. If someone wants to be dicky, would it make any difference if I told you that this only ever runs on localhost and is not designed to go on the internet? And if it was designed to go on the internet, I would do it very differently. Because yeah, it's a standalone local application that will only ever be run on people's machines, assuming anybody else ever wants to use this ever. Yes, exactly. You're in a field and it's your field, and so if you want to have 8 pints of sherry and then go and drive the tractor, then you can, because it's your field and you've got a tractor and it works. I mean, that's the thing. If you, well, I actually used to have a friend down near Rye. He lived between Hastings and Rye when I lived in Hastings, and his dad had a farm, and Morgie had vehicles. He had 2 minis, and he would drive these minis around the fields, but he also had his dad's old Land Rover, because his dad got a new Land Rover, so Morgie got his dad's old Land Rover. And we would be up there and we would say, oh no, we've run out of Coke or Mars bars or something, we need to go to the garage. And Morgie would go, right, everybody, and we all get in the Land Rover, and he would basically drive straight to the garage, which generally involved going through hedges, and would then just burst out onto the road about 10 yards down from the garage, and we would pull in and go and get stuff, and then he would go and drive back through the hedges on the way back. And you'd think that, considering he did this 3 or 4 times a week, that there would just be openings in the hedges where he'd done it before, and he would drive through those. But no, he avoided those. The wonder was that there were hedges still, after Morgie had been around for 18 years or whatever, however old he was. Oh, and he didn't even have a driving license, so, you know. But, you know, in his defence, he was only driving the last 10 yards on the road. So, because the rest of it was all through fields. So he didn't need a driving license for that bit. Right, what am I doing? Niall, you've distracted me with your pernickety comments on authentication and your criticisms of my code and telling me I'm a bad person. You've ruined Twitch. That's right, I was trying to work out why my this Twitch pub sub thing is not working. I did ask, actually. And I was like, no, don't moderate Niall. Niall is not a man to be moderated. He is a man to be given alcohol and wound up with a key in his back and then just set free. I'm doing this wrong. I am doing this wrong. I'm doing something wrong anyway. What I'm going to do over here is I'm going to do a .NET watch here in the background. It's already running. It's running there. And now I'll go back out to here and I'll do it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, no, because you haven't been here for a while, so I'm going to show you what we're doing. And I'm going to refresh the page. So I'm making a Twitch overlay. Oh, I'm going to connect with Twitch. There we go. See, I'm logged in now. It just did the thing. And now my very important and secure tokens are sitting in my browser's local storage for stuff. And then we can go like this, and we can make Perry appear on the screen, or we can go boom like that, or in the chat. Excellent. David's gone mad with power. So we can do underscore oh hi Mark like that.
Oh hi Mark.
And little things pop up on the screen. Hey! Was there sound that time? Did the sound work that time? Because I think the sound should have worked that time. Because I think I found the setting in OBS
hi, Mark.
that I'd fixed. Yeah, there you go. I'm pretty sure advanced audio properties, overlays, monitor and output. Yes, excellent.
Oh hi Mark.
Bang applause and close the applause sound. Yeah, the audio and the image stop syncing up after a while. Is the applause very, very loud? Right. I'll tweak the volume on the applause then. Okay, no, don't do it again. Don't do it again. Anyway, so that's what I've been working on. I'm going to add a sound to this as well. Boom. But you could use that to drown me out when I'm waffling. But then I'll just stop the thing. So no, you have to put the exclamation mark before it to make it a command. So if you do bang Perry, then it will show. There you go.
Hi Mark.
You can also do bang images, which shows you what images are available. And I think you can do bang sounds. No, you can't do bang sounds. I have to make bang sounds work as well. But, right, there's a Discord. Where's my Discord gone? Copy to
hi
clipboard.
Mark.
Right, so Discord. Oh, there it is. Yes, I set up a command for the Discord, didn't I? So if you go to the Discord, there is an images channel in the Discord. Okay. Come down here, naughty Discord window. So yeah, there's an images channel in the Discord. And so if you want an image added to the overlays, then you can post the image in there, or post the sound, or whatever, post both of them. And then I will add the images in to the overlay, unless they are basically pornographic, Niall. But yeah, I will have to appoint some moderators on the Discord as well. So yeah, server settings, moderation, server settings, roles, and yeah, so I'll basically set up some moderators on there. Right, what was I doing? I was trying to work out why we listen to channel points is not working. That's what I was doing. So, services, and we've got Twitch Auth here. Niall, guess what else? You're really, really going to like this. Look. It's hard coded into the application. And it's in GitHub, and I don't care. The client secret isn't hard, because I think that the client ID, it's okay to the client because it shows up in URLs and everything anyway. So if people want to get it, they can get it. The client secret isn't in there because somehow Twitch authentication works without the client secret being necessary for browser-based things and so on. So yes, anyway. I'm now going to be the subject of a blog post by Niall, and then it'll go viral, and Troy will do one, and Scott Helm will do one, and I'll be an NDC talk if there's an NDC this year. Things Mark Rendell does wrong on his Twitch stream. A 2-hour workshop. Exactly. Right. So get authentication URI. So we got scope OpenID and chat edit and chat read and channel read redemptions. Twitch channel read redemptions. Channel points. The new pub/sub topic to listen on and receive redemption message. Please see the documented example. The documented example. So we got the title and other things like that. So listen to channel points. I'm decompiling source in my browser. So that is channel points channel-v1 dot channel Twitch ID. This dot topic to channel ID str equals channel Twitch ID. And then listen to topic does this. Okay, so let's jump back to here. And we're going to set that breakpoint. I'm turning the overlay off for a minute. And we're going to run in here. So we've got a token there. So let's step into here. So channel dash points dash channel dash v1.mark_rendle is doing that. Pub sub connect socket.open. Start network services, return true, do that, and then send topics. OAuth is that. Nonce is that. JArray's doing that thing now. Do. So that looked like it had done all the things. But I am not. On channel points reward. Pass message. No, I can't set a breakpoint in here. Why can't I set a breakpoint in here? I want to. Let me set a breakpoint in somebody else's code. I can set a breakpoint there, apparently. So let's do this again. Highlight message. And then that should have triggered that, but it's just not. And I don't know why. Okay, so underscore pubsub dot on pubsub service error pubsub on pubsub try setting that one as well. Underscore pubsub dot listen to. No, I don't think we need to do a thing for that. Connect with Twitch. Oh. Error bad auth. Okay, that helps. Yes, that's because port 25293 is the port that my thing runs on. So it's hard coded because it's, yeah, you have to put in the URL that it's going to redirect back to, and it's set to HTTP colon, not even an HTTPS, it's HTTP colon / localhost colon 25293. There is a reason why it's 25293. I don't think that would cause my auth screw up. Let me try it again. No, see, it's happened again. So, Twitch API ERR underscore bad auth. Only getting ERR bad auth from listen pub sub request. That seems like it's reasonably likely. Make sure your token is valid. You have the necessary scope, and the OAuth key with the necessary scope that you got is authenticated by the owner of the channel that you want to subscribe for points redemption events. You need to use a token that represents a user. If you used an app access token that represents no user at all, it's a key that represents only a client ID. Okay. So am I getting... What am I getting? So Twitch auth. And we've got an access token and an ID token. Twitch API user access token. If your application uses Twitch for login or makes you could steal the token. Yes. Yeah, you could potentially do that. That is true. What's in the access token? Does it have that grant? Excellent question. So if we go to here and see, I don't think there's an awful lot in this access token. So hang on, I'm just going to stick this up here for a minute, and then we're going to go to here and we're going to grab this access token, and then we're going to go to PowerShell, and then we're going to do curl -h authorization :OAuth Control V https:/id.twitch.tv/validate OAuth2/validate missing authorization token. Right, well, client ID is this, redirect URI is this, response type equals token, scope is my space separated list of scope, there's a state thing that can go through there as well. Oh, there we go. So no, it's got a client ID and it's got Mark Rendell and it's got a scopes, channel read redemptions, chat edit, chat read and open ID and user ID and expires in. So that is a legit thing. So let's run this one more time. And that is still I'm going to jump into here. Right. So OAuth is set to that and doesn't contain that because it would be taking it out anyway. And that's given me back bad auth. But I know it's not bad auth because that I have just done that. Let's just jump back to the API docs. So pub/sub. Clients must listen on at least one topic within 15 seconds of establishing they are doing that. It can listen on topics it cares about. Clients can listen on many topics at once or add new topics at any time. All topics require an OAuth token, but some have that. Ooh. Twitch API channel ID. I think it's because it needs that ID. Because I've got a client ID and I've got a user ID there. Right, so Twitch bot, and do that, and then we can say _client.get joined channel. See what this gives us. Must be connected to at least one channel. underscore client dot underscore client dot on connected plus equals args dot right. Let's try this. All right, hang on. Let's jump back to here and go back into here, and I'm going to grab this thing here, and then I'm going to go to jwt.io. Twitch get channel ID. Get channel by ID. Let's do that, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to change this to bearer and this token. And we're going to take those backslashes out because we don't need them. Where does the client ID come from? Please use the latest version of the Twitch API. Twitch API reference. Get channel information. Yes, probably. So then client ID would be Twitch auth, where have you gone? This hard-coded value up here, like that. But that's still saying not found. Because it's this. This is not working. Get channel information. Users, webhooks, tags. Mark Rendell is my username, and it's also the channel name. So if I go back to here, I think this is probably my user ID. Let's try that. Connect with Twitch. Continue. Stop and run again. Okay, well now I've got a different error. It's not saying bad auth anymore. It's just saying error. But Yes! Okay, so I got an error and it was empty, which I'm assuming means that was not an error. So, then, Twitch auth. So let's go back to here. So it's the sub. So we can say public string user ID get private set, and then up here we can say if json.root_element.try get property sub out var user ID property user ID equals user ID property dot get string, like that. And then Twitch bot underscore Twitch auth dot user ID, like so. Okay, run, remove all line breakpoints, and then just this one, and then run this again. And we're all logged in, and then I do this, and then we go to here and we do redeem, and we hit the breakpoint, and the reward title is Sound Alert Trombone. Yes! Finally. Programming's hard, but I made it work. All right, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. That was, oh yeah, that was so that it could have special images and things you could do that you have to redeem points for. And then people buy points and give me money just so that they can make really cool things appear on the screen. But yes, right, I've got to go and be a dad and stuff now, or in 10 minutes, but there's not enough time really left to do much else. So, thanks very much everybody for dropping by. I hope it's been vaguely interesting and worth your time. On Tuesday next week, apparently I am actually doing the Microsoft Visual Studio Live thing that I was supposed to be doing last Tuesday that then didn't happen. So it is happening next week, and I will make sure that it's happening next week, and if it's not, then I'll do the regular stream. But other than that, I will be back on Thursday, and I'm going to install that OBS WebSocket plugin into OBS, and then see if I can build in the thing to enable and disable the overlay in OBS. And David is definitely going to be there, and he's going to be saying, oh no, you need to do this and do that and do the other. But yeah, I'm going to get that working, and that's going to be awesome. So that will be, assuming the Microsoft thing actually happens this time, that will be Thursday next week at 7 o'clock UK time, which is 6 p.m. UTC. If the Microsoft thing doesn't happen, then I'll tweet on Tuesday and let people know And the Tuesday stream will go ahead on here. Otherwise, I'll be on twitch.tv/Visual Studio from 7:30 for an hour and a bit on Tuesday next week, talking about upgrading .NET old projects to .NET New, which is going to be interesting and fun. All right, so that's it for this evening. Thanks very much for dropping in. Take care of yourselves. Have a good rest of your evening. Have fantastic weekends. And I will see you back here sometime next week. Thanks very much. Cheers.